Don't skip. Have you ever felt like a driver journeying through the night? Ahead lies the darkness of the future, unseen, uncertain. Your headlights just bright enough to illuminate the next short stretch. Behind you, fading taillights remind you of everything that's past, failures, regrets, and things you wish you could forget. In the space between these two unknowns, we all find ourselves wondering, where am I headed? And what's waiting for me up ahead? Just as the night driver needs headlights to move forward, each of us carries a small inner light, a stubborn willpower, a core of resilience. It won't light up the whole road, but it's enough to keep you going despite the weight of the past or the uncertainty of what's to come. As long as you hold on to that light, you'll always find your way. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. If you really want to change your future, come with me for the rest of this journey. Let these 8 Stoic reminders be the keys to finding yourself and living a more meaningful life starting today. Open yourself to what's new one. Open yourself to what's new. Life never stops changing. That's an undeniable truth. No matter how much you wish you could freeze time or cling to what's familiar as a shield against the chaos outside. But let's face it, if you never open yourself to new things, never step outside your comfort zone, you'll just keep circling the same old track, stuck in a safe but suffocating loop. How many times in your life has fear of change made you miss out on opportunities? How often have you stayed silent because you felt awkward, held on to old ideas just because everyone thinks that way, and later wondered why you haven't truly grown? Maybe you've told yourself, I'm mature enough, I know enough. But life always has a way of showing you. None of us is ever truly finished. The world is so much bigger than your personal circle of experience. When you encounter something new, our first instinct is often suspicion or judgment. But if you listen with curiosity, genuinely seeking to understand, not just to argue back, you'll find new doors opening that you never even imagined. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth by which no one was ever truly harmed." He reminds us, being open to the new is not just about welcoming novelty. It's about admitting you're not perfect, being ready to change when confronted by a truth greater than yourself. Real maturity starts when you drop the ego, open up, and cheerfully adjust yourself to grow day by day. Start small. In your next conversation, truly listen. Don't interrupt. Don't rush to form a rebuttal. Ask questions. Be curious about why someone thinks or feels a certain way. Don't see every exchange as a battle to win. Consider every conversation as a meaningful chance to widen your understanding by learning from another person's journey. Engage with attention and openness, and you'll discover valuable lessons even from those people you once believed you could never connect with. When speaking about sensitive topics, always begin with respect. Rather than forcing someone to accept your view, simply share your own experience, express your understanding, and mention the points where you can genuinely empathize, even when disagreement still exists. That's not just civility, it's the way to truly deep, meaningful conversations. Every now and then, challenge your own beliefs. What do you believe and why? Read things you disagree with. Listen to different viewpoints. Even re-examine your own truths. That habit of questioning yourself makes you more flexible and resilient for whatever life throws at you. The more open you are the more you'll realize. Every time you engage with something new, you grow a little. No matter how uncomfortable it feels at first, the comfort zone never made anyone grow. Only by stepping outside it do you learn who you truly are. Don't be afraid to change. Let every day be a new journey where you're always learning, always listening, always ready to reinvent yourself. That's the only way to real lasting growth and to expanding your life in ways you never dreamed possible. 2. Accept that the road is bumpy. Accept that the road is bumpy. If life is a journey, it isn't a smooth, straight highway. It's more like a winding mountain road. Steep climbs, sharp turns, surprise potholes, sudden storms, and moments of blazing sunshine. There are days you feel you have the map figured out, and then a single setback, a failed interview, a family argument, a project falling apart sends everything spinning off track. Maybe you found yourself sitting in your car after work or with your head in your hands at your desk, wondering, why is this happening to me? Why does it have to be so hard? The reality is, nobody gets promised a smooth ride. The twists, the detours you never saw coming, these are what shape us. Even when you feel powerless in the middle of the storm, living stoically isn't about pretending to be tough or ignoring pain. It's about learning to accept genuinely calmly without illusions of ease. You might not control the storms outside, but you do control your attitude. As Epictetus wrote, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." When you're stuck in a tough situation, a job that doesn't pay you what you deserve, a relationship that's breaking down, or just a day full of little frustrations, try stopping, breathing, and seeing things exactly as they are. Don't try to fix everything at once. Don't rush to blame others or the world. First, just accept today is hard. It's about choosing to engage with life, even the parts you don't like. Sometimes it's enough just to do what's needed. Finish the work, tidy your desk, shower, and put on fresh clothes. Keep up one small habit, or simply prep for tomorrow. Instead of complaining, talk about something neutral. Give yourself time to recover. This isn't giving up. It's choosing to face what's in front of you. You don't have to fight every hardship, but quietly do what you must to keep moving forward. Sometimes you'll want to push back, prove you're right, or shout, "Life isn't fair." But ask yourself, does that struggle actually make the pain smaller or just leave you more exhausted? Instead, try quietly observing your emotions. Notice them without judgment. Sometimes it's enough just to say, "I'm sad right now, I'm disappointed," and that's normal. The mist turns, the falls that feel impossible to recover from are often the very things that open new horizons. Many people found their real values, even lasting happiness and purpose, only after being knocked down and forced to change. The stories of entrepreneurs, artists, and even ordinary people around you all prove it. There are no shortcuts, just those who persevere and accept step by step. You don't have to be some iron warrior who never feels pain. Just have the courage to face what's happening. Do enough to get through the day and remind yourself no road is straight forever. Acceptance, calm, honesty will teach you how to stand tall in any storm. In the end, it's the bumpy roads that make the journey meaningful and are what change your future in the most lasting ways. Dare to fail and take risks. 3. Dare to fail and take risks. Have you ever stood on the edge of something you truly wanted to try? Maybe launching a new project, switching careers, or simply speaking up in a meeting only to freeze because you were afraid to fail. That feeling is universal. The fear of failure, of being judged, of standing out as the outsider can be so strong that it paralyzes every intention. But if you always choose the safe zone, you'll only ever live a tiny fraction of your true potential. In reality, no one grows up without stumbling. Failure from the Stoic perspective, Seneca's in particular, is the most dedicated teacher you'll ever have. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. If you don't dare to move, you'll never know where you might end up. And even the most favorable winds in life will mean nothing. Think about the times you truly stepped out of your comfort zone. Maybe it was posting your first article, stepping on stage for the first time, or just voicing your honest opinion among friends. The nerves, the confusion, the sting of failure. It's almost a guarantee. But after all is said and done, you gain a real experience, a valuable lesson, and a step closer to a braver version of yourself. Trying and failing is an unavoidable part of growth. If you live only within your comfort zone, you'll never discover your true limits. Remember the famous saying repeated in sports and creativity by hockey legend Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. If you never try, you're already guaranteed to fail. But if you try, even if you don't succeed, you gain something vital, a chance and a lesson. In today's world, even a single chance is already a precious gift. Maybe you've tried your hardest, launched a YouTube channel, shared content you love, but after hundreds of videos, you're still getting only a handful of views. Family watches out of support. Friends cheer you on politely. It's at times like this that you feel like a true failure, ready to give up. But look closer. Those days with no audience, no attention, are the days that forge your resilience. These are the times you learn to analyze mistakes, adjust, and truly grow. You persevere for the passion, not for anyone else's applause. You're willing to go the distance when others would have quit. It's the same when you're trying to change a habit for the environment, starting to recycle, eating more plant-based meals, or learning to save energy. At first, you fumble, get things wrong, maybe even make more of a mess. But every failure is a chance to look back, adjust, and improve. On a broader scale, every breakthrough in science, engineering, and sustainable agriculture began with countless failed experiments by people brave enough to try. The solution is simple. Even if it sounds rough, just do it. Try. When you fall, ask yourself, what did I learn? What can I fix? Keep going, even if nobody notices, because you're doing it first and foremost for yourself. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It never comes. Daring to fail and take risks is the only way forward, the only way to unlock your true potential on both your life journey and your journey to becoming a better human. Failure doesn't destroy you. It just gives you a new reason to stand up stronger than yesterday. 4. Dreams need goals and discipline. Dreams need goals and discipline. We all carry dreams. Maybe it's writing a book, opening a coffee shop, switching careers, or simply living a more independent, happier life. Dreams give us a reason to move forward. But let's be honest, how many of your dreams have faded away because they lacked clear goals? How many times have you made an enthusiastic plan only to drop it halfway? Have you ever put things off because you were too busy thinking, I'll start when the time is right, or tomorrow will be better? A dream is just a fantasy unless it's guided by specific goals and consistent action. That's a hard truth, but an inescapable one. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You must build up your life action by action and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible. And no one can keep you from this. Your dream will stay on paper forever if you don't break it down into clear, small goals and take a step closer every day." Discipline is the internal engine that keeps you going when inspiration fades. At first, it's easy to be full of energy, ready to tackle anything. But there will be mornings you want to sleep in, afternoons when you want to quit because you're tired. That's when discipline, not motivation, gets you up and reminds you of your reasons for starting. Discipline is also the ability to say no to distractions and delays. It's when you put your phone away to focus, turn down unnecessary invitations, or remind yourself not to chase the crowd and forget your own priorities. You'll have to trade some short-term comfort for long-term results. In reality, many people have turned small dreams into big achievements through discipline. The artist painting every night after work. The runner training in the rain with no audience. The researcher quietly fine-tuning data. These are all people who conquered themselves in the unseen hours. Dreams need to be nurtured with goals and discipline. When you break a big idea into small, clear, consistent actions, you're building a real path forward, not just daydreaming. And every day, you stick to your discipline. You move a little closer to the life you once only imagined in moments of excitement. You can start by setting a specific goal. I want to write 30 pages this month, or I'll exercise 20 minutes every morning this week. When your goal is clear, you have a base to build your plan. Turn your big dreams into small, steady steps. 1 page a day, 1 healthy dinner at night, 1 weekly savings habit. These are the bricks that lay the foundation for your dreams. Here's a challenge. Pick a small goal you want to reach this week and commit to it every day. Comment, "I'll join the challenge" below, and remember to come back and update your progress. Who knows? Your persistence could inspire someone else to change too. Ask yourself every day, what did I do today to get closer to my goal? If the answer is nothing, don't be hard on yourself. Just start again right now with something small. Real progress doesn't come from occasional bursts of effort, but from steady, repeated actions, no matter how small. Miracles don't happen just because you wish for them. They come when you're persistent, disciplined, and determined enough to keep your dream alive every day, despite distractions and setbacks. That's real maturity, and it's the only way to make your dreams come true deliberately and meaningfully. 5. Your value isn't in your value isn't in your possessions. Imagine life as a suitcase you drag along a long journey. No matter how much you try to pack in, by the end of the trip, that suitcase will leave behind every material thing you ever owned. Sometimes, surrounded by all the comforts in your room, you can still feel empty inside, as if nothing you own can fill a deep inner void. You're not alone. In a world where success is often measured by houses, cars, bank balances, and follow accounts, it's easy to think your value lies in how much you have. But in the end, no one takes money, houses, or cars with them when they leave this world. People who have stood on the summit of material success, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders, often admit happiness doesn't come from having more, but from using what you have to do something meaningful for others. That's the line between sufficiency and contentment. And only giving, sharing, and spreading value truly outlasts one lifetime. As the song "You Can't Take It With You When You Go" by Gene Watson reminds us, you can't take it with you when you go. You better take some time to live and love before you get too old. True wealth isn't about filling your pockets, but about using what you have for a purpose greater than yourself. When you help someone, listen, or share, you don't just give away part of yourself. You receive a sense of peace, pride, and fulfillment that no material thing can ever buy. Helping others isn't a duty, it's a privilege. Giving doesn't make you less, but lets your inner world grow, deepening your connection to your community and yourself. People who live generously and spread positivity are usually more resilient, less stressed, and live longer too. Don't wait until you have enough to start giving. Real value isn't in your bank balance, but in how you use your time, energy, and talents to make a difference, no matter how small. A sincere word, a kind act, helping a colleague. All these are seeds that see our lasting value. You don't need to be a hero. Just be willing to look beyond yourself. Ask who you can help today and what good you can do. In the end, when all material things fade, the only thing left is the mark you leave in others' hearts, the things you gave away. True value isn't in what you accumulate, but in what you share, the people you help, and the kindness you spread every day. That's the only achievement no one can ever take away, and the proudest legacy you can look back on when you reflect on your journey. Always be grateful. 6. Always be grateful. Lasting peace and happiness begin with the smallest, simplest things in life. Maybe it's taking a long pause to admire a wildflower by the roadside, listening to birdsong in the morning, or simply savoring a warm embrace from someone you love after a long day. Modern life constantly pushes us to chase big goals, careers, achievements, the milestones everyone says matter. But it's these ordinary moments that are the true roots of inner peace. Gratitude, in essence, is the art of living fully in every moment, and it is the foundation that leads us home to lasting tranquility. Many of us think we need to accomplish something great before we have a reason to be grateful. But look closer. Every day you receive countless gifts without having to strive: your health, a steady breath, a comforting meal, love from those around you, opportunities to learn, even the challenges that help you grow. If you only count what you lack, you'll always be dissatisfied. But if you notice what you already have, you'll be amazed by how abundant and meaningful life truly is. I once read a line from Seneca, a great Stoic philosopher. Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. Gratitude isn't just about enjoying good things. It's about transforming hardship into valuable lessons. It's when you look at a challenge and quietly thank it for teaching you resilience and patience. It's when you see failure as part of the journey and realize that as long as you have the chance to get up again, you have a reason to be thankful. Gratitude isn't just a feeling. It's a habit, something you need to practice every day. Try writing down 3 things you're grateful for each morning or night. They can be very small: a cup of fragrant coffee, an encouraging glance from a colleague, or simply the awareness that you're alive. Practicing this regularly will open your heart and make it easier to welcome happiness. Studies show that people who make gratitude a habit are not only happier, but also healthier, less stressed, and have deeper, more positive relationships. And don't forget to be grateful to yourself for not giving up on tired days, for standing back up after falling, for daring to nurture your dreams even when reality says otherwise. Every moment is a precious piece in the story of your life. Slow down. Look deeply into your present and understand that gratitude is the true key that opens the doors to peace and joy. No matter how loud the world becomes around you, when you choose gratitude, you don't just exist, you truly live. Progress brings success. 7. Progress brings success. Many of us grow up believing success means crossing a finish line, a decorated diploma, a luxurious home, a high-status job, a large bank balance, or the applause of others. Yet one day you might reach that finish line and realize how unexpectedly empty it feels, because every highlight, no matter how impressive, eventually fades. At that moment, you begin to wonder, what truly counts as success? I've come this far, but how have I transformed from within? That is when you need a new definition of success. Imagine success not as a destination, but as the continuous journey of progress. Every small step through which you rise a little above the person you were yesterday. Think of climbing a mountain. You cannot jump directly to the top. Each small step, each push beyond exhaustion, and every failure you learn from is success on its own. This is the philosophy that progress itself is success, and every step forward holds value. It's the same in business. My friend Jim, a restaurant manager, once told me that what truly drives a team isn't the big achievements, but when every member recognizes the importance of small accomplishments and receives appreciation for daily efforts. When you look back, the real pride doesn't come from a long record of victories, but from the path you walked, the skills you sharpened, and the days you kept going even when giving up felt easier. Perhaps you felt left behind seeing others succeed earlier, earn more, or appear more talented. But pause and ask, am I better today than I was yesterday? Marcus Aurelius reminded us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Focus on your own small progress instead of always comparing or worrying that you're not enough. The solution isn't to set a finish line too far away and beat yourself up for not getting there yet, but to notice and appreciate every bit of progress, whether it's a new skill, a positive habit, or a moment of patience with yourself or someone else. Make progress your daily measurement. Finish a page. Complete a tough task. Be patient in a tense moment. Progress also brings clarity. When you know how far you've come, you can plan the next steps, adjust your course, and encourage yourself. In business, regular check-ins help teams recalibrate and stay motivated. In life, knowing where you are keeps you from feeling overwhelmed by big goals. Don't forget, giving your time, talents, and heart is also progress. It may not be measurable in material terms, but every act of sharing, helping, or inspiring others is a kind of soft success that no money can buy. Success isn't just an end result, it's the process of growing every single day. If today you're better than yesterday, if you keep learning, if you're patient with yourself and with others, you've already succeeded. Be proud of every small step, because it's those steps that build a steady, meaningful life. True success is endless progress, a journey, not just a finish line. Share with me what's a small step of progress you're most proud of recently. Don't be shy. Your story might just inspire someone else to keep moving forward. 8. Live to create value. Live to create value. True happiness doesn't come from simply existing or just making a living day to day. Happiness really begins when you choose to live in a way that creates value, to be a meaningful part of someone's life and your community. Everyone has a strength, a talent, or at least a unique experience that only you can bring. Don't ask, "Am I special enough?" Instead, ask, "What can I contribute today?" We often get swept up in the cycle of work, responsibility, and daily survival. Many times you may feel like just a tiny cog in a huge machine, an individual lost in the crowd. But the truth is just one word of encouragement at the right time, one kind act or a moment of sharing from you can change someone's whole day or even their life. Look at the stories of people who have truly made a sustainable impact. Entrepreneurs like Bill Gates aren't just known for their wealth, but for their foundations that have changed millions of lives. Teachers who quietly dedicate themselves in rural schools, whose names no one knows, create tremendous value through perseverance and love for their work. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." Seneca reminds us that the value of a life isn't measured by years, but by meaning and the good you leave behind. Living to create value means choosing each day to do something useful so that looking back you can be proud of having truly lived, not just existed. The most important thing is not how long you live, but what impact you make on others and on yourself. Some people think only the most outstanding, wealthy or famous can make an impact. But the truth is, all great value begins with small, familiar actions. Teaching a child to read, helping a friend through hardship, or simply listening when someone needs a shoulder. Anyone can create positive change, no matter how small the scale. And when you achieve a level of success, big or small, don't forget to go back, inspire, and support those who come after you. Don't let your success end with you. Only when you help others move forward too does your value truly endure and your happiness become truly profound. You can start with something small, a piece of advice, being a positive example, a kind act during your day. Choose to live to create value, not for show, not for comparison, but because every little contribution makes the world a better place and helps you grow and be proud of who you are. In the end, living to create value is the only way to not just exist, but to truly live a life rich in meaning and color. A legacy that lasts. When you're willing to give, you change not only the world, but also yourself, one day at a time. Every piece of advice conclusion on this journey carries its own meaning, from daring to fail and being grateful for the small things to live in, to create value and making progress every day. We learn to trust wisely, build discipline, to turn dreams into reality, and realize that true success lies not in the destination, but in the journey of constant growth. Life will always bring challenges, but it is your inner strength, courage, and mindfulness that will help you overcome them. Are you ready to change your future? Comment: I will change my future to affirm your commitment. Every choice you make today opens up a brand new path for tomorrow. Don't be afraid to state your determination. Let's inspire each other and create real transformation in our lives together. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Don't miss the next Stoic videos that appear at the end of the screen. Your journey of self-transformation is just getting started, and you're never alone on this path.